June 21st, 2013, from Ribbit Media's Full Duplex Studios in Providence, Rhode Island, this is NewsUndies. For June 21st, 2013, this is NewsUndies, all the news that shouldn't be news. I'm Paul Torville with these headlines. James Gandolfini dies suddenly in Italy. CNN wants to make sure we know. Wait, what? Abortion restrictions based on the sins of the fetus? Yes. Oh, yes. Republican U.S. Representative from Texas, Michael Burgess, has reported that during his time as an OBGYN, he had observed male fetuses twisting one off in the womb 15 weeks after conception. On that basis, he contends fetuses with that much time in the oven are what he calls pain-capable. Well, if that's the issue, Mr. Burgess, how about we take all those pain-capable 20-somethings out of Iraq and Afghanistan and bring them home? James Gandolfini dies suddenly in Italy. He was so much more than Tony Soprano. Please tell CNN you're aware of that. Hoffa burial site may yet be irrelevant. With any luck, the FBI will eventually find the remains of the former Teamsters leader and maybe find a bullet they'll never be able to match to a gun, resolving nothing. Hoffa's been missing and presumed dead for nearly 40 years. If he was still alive, he'd be 100 by now. No, really. He was born in February 1913. Thanks, Fox News, for that gripping report on women's hairstyles from the 1980s. Any excuse to bring up Reagan, huh? CNN's James Gandolfini RF bubble passes Voyager 1 at the heliopause of our solar system. Iranian voters dump shabby chic president for moderate cleric president. So how is your cache of canned goods these days? CNN draws parallel between Superman and Jesus. Clever. Both are fictitious superheroes. Let's create education better for U.S. Americans because they don't have maps in the Iraq and such as. Really, Miss Utah? And really, Miss wherever? Let's forego the deep philosophical questions, shall we? Beauty pageants are reckless celebrations of shallow aesthetic obsession. Why ruin the illusion with things like words and thinking? Dear Rand Paul, Constitution may not be negotiable, but it is certainly subject to interpretation and amendment. Half of NASA's latest class of astronauts is female. How does a thing like this happen? Well, let's ask CNN Money. As it turns out, the population of the United States is roughly 50% female. Amazing! And why did Time Warner choose to publish this story under the CNN Money banner? That's not really clear. And finally, and I do mean finally, we all saw this coming, didn't we? Fox News takes Sarah Palin back. Whee! Apparently her TLC money ran out, and Fox News is struggling to achieve that twitchy, incoherent, reckless, pure ego with lipstick thing since Sarah quit last time. Or was fired? Anyway, without Glenn Beck, Fox News has been missing the sort of completely detached from reality vibe that made it so popular with Tea Partiers, the elderly, the wealthy, gun enthusiast, Obama haters, and whatever Ted Nugent is. Thankfully, the Fox and Friends crew has a counterpoint again to make them seem calm, rational, and thoughtful. Thank you, Sarah. You make Steve Doocy seem less douchey, Gretchen Carlson seem human, and Brian Kilmeade seem like he belongs on television. Well, that's all for this edition of NewsUndies. If you see news that shouldn't be news, you can submit your story tips online at NewsUndies.com. NewsUndies is a weekly show. We'll be back on Friday, June 28th with fresh undies. Did you like this video? If so, please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, ignore us on MySpace, tell your friends, and buy NewsUndies Kitsch. Thanks for watching. Until next time, for all of us here at NewsUndies, I'm Paul Torville. After that, I might be checking to see if anyone anywhere has anything negative to say about James Gandolfini. It would seem not, but, who the hell am I?